Hello, everybody, and welcome to what is this? Oh, welcome to Build on Live Weekly. Welcome to the first episode. So this is episode 1, season 1 of Build on Live Weekly, where we get to talk to you about all things cloud and technology. Before we kick off today, do any of those things, let us introduce ourselves. I am gonna give the chance to Jackie to introduce herself.
Oh, okay, I'll start then. Hello, my name is Jackie Gunrod, and I'm a senior developer advocate here at AWS. In the past, I used to work a lot with open source, so I'm excited to be doing that here in today's episode. And yeah, I mostly focus on DevOps things, hence my handle, DevOps Jackie. So, infrastructure as code, pipelines, multi-cloud, anything that's kind of in your delivery, containers, orchestration, stuff like that. Got a lot of experience doing it, and it's been fun. I'm going to hand it over to you, Darko.
Thank you, Thank you, Jackie. And my name is Darko. I am what they used to call a systems administrator. I have a relatively long career in technology. I started with old Windows systems, moved to old Linux systems, and, well, I happen to work for AWS as a developer advocate now. My job is to yell into the void of the camera. So, with that out of the way, I guess, before we kick off today's show, let us explain to you what this thing is about. And also, first of all, hello Vlad, hello, there's a Curious Orbit, a bunch of other folks here I know. Hello all, hello chat, we all see you, thank you very much. And yes, Jackie has way better plans than I do. I have a fake plan somewhere behind me. 2 fake plants behind me while Jackie has the proper rainforest. So, hello all. By the way, you are going to be part of this show, everybody here in chat. The point of this show is to just talk to you, talk about technology, talk about the cloud, share you some news, bring some exciting guests. We have a wonderful guest today. And also we're going to show some technology. So we're not just going to talk at you, we're going to talk with you and talk about the things you care about. Which means we're going to have like surveys and a whole bunch of things because we want to hear what you want to hear. So any opinions, comments, questions, put them in the chat. We can see the chat. Make sure to do that. Okay? So Jackie.
Yeah.
Do you think this show is going to be good?
I am so excited about this show. I know I tweeted this out earlier, but we've been talking about bringing this show live for a couple of months at least now. It's possibly been longer. And we're just really excited to kind of provide this space where we can work with, as Darko said, you, the community, and see what you're building. We want to showcase the projects that you've worked on or the tools that you have or the challenges that you're facing and see what we can do to kind of bring you in and make this all about you and your story. We're just here to give you that space and that stage. Virtual stage, really. And yeah, I'm very excited about this.
Exactly. And we're going to be bringing guests. So if you think you could be our guest, if something you are very passionate to talk about, it does not have to be about AWS. Let us know. We're both available somewhere on the Twitters. There's our Twitter handles and our names, so you can check that out if you're interested.
And just to add on too, I think even if they aren't interested in speaking, because not everyone wants to speak, if there's something you want us to shout out, like we have a news section as well where we're going to be showing highlights of either tools or projects or things that have been deployed recently. So even if there's something you want to share but you don't personally want to come on the stream, feel free to reach out to us. Like we're still here to listen and to broadcast that out with you.
Exactly. So any great blog post you've written, any workshop you've made, a cool thing you've built, share it with us. We would love to share it with the world. Okay, Jackie, speaking of sharing with the world, let's kick off the first segment. Ooh, we have segments on this show. Let's kick off the first segment called very cringe-alertly. We called it Deployed Weekly because why not? Deployed Weekly is all about the news. So we share a couple of news tidbits from in and out the world when it comes to technology, the cloud, AWS, with all of you. So we prepared something. So let's give it a go. Ooh, fancy transition time.
And we're back.
And we're back. Jackie, kick us off with the first bit of news.
Sure. So coming up first on our news docket, we have deployed MFA with AWS. So at this time, you're able to get a YubiKey with your account. I believe we have a link to share for that. And you can even use it outside of AWS. Like you can use this key on any accounts that you want to have MFA for. So it's like a little, it's a physical YubiKey. You should show yours. Yeah.
It's one of these. Yeah. So now if you're spending more than $100 a month on your AWS account, you can absolutely get, I'm not sure if it's one or multiple, but you will get at least one for free if you're eligible. You need to be in the United States and you need to have an account which spends more than $100 a month. So don't wait. Get yourself a YubiKey. I'm sure most of the people here, well, at least the people who don't run serverless have $100 a month, $100 a month on AWS. So yeah.
Yeah, just an amendment. I think on the post here it says more than 100 each month over the last 3 months. So
fair. So there you go. So over the last 3 months, if you spent over $100 on your account, you may be eligible for a free YubiKey. I don't know if it's a YubiKey, to be honest. It's a physical MFA key, let's call it that way. And it's great. You don't have to. It's not just about AWS. You can use it outside of AWS as well. So goody. All right. Let me talk about something else. What do I talk about today? Right. Okay. I have a thing. Wait, where is it? You're a developer, right? You build things. You love to write code. When you write code, you want to be able sure that code works. How do you make that sure? You look at logs. Logs are just wonderful. I remember the days when I used to develop on a laptop, on a server, and then you would tail your logs, you do tail-f, and you just look at the logs in real time, which is just great, right? Gives you real-time input. Does your code work or not? What breaks or not? You can do the same thing right now, but the logs are somewhere in the cloud. And you have to click a button, you have to go to a console, you have to leave the wonderful comfiness of your text editor. Not anymore. Visual Studio add-ons, or the Visual Studio plugin for AWS, has a new feature which I just like. I love. You get to view CloudWatch logs from within your text editor, from within Visual Studio Code. That's how it looks like. Basically, on your AWS plugin, you can go open up CloudWatch logs. You can click on a log and show view log stream. It's gonna basically show you the current CloudWatch logs for that specific log stream. It's wonderful because as you develop, as you build tools and programs and code in your text editor, in VS Code, you can view the logs in real time. Jackie?
It's nice to have it in that same window too, because usually I end up splitting my screen between Visual Studio and my terminal to do logs like that, or I end up just putting on a different virtual desktop, and like this is nice.
It is just a little quality of life thing, right? So it is just great. So I like that. By the way, chat, how do you? What?
I was gonna say, I see over in chat logs. I think you mean JavaScript alert here.
I mean, isn't that how people log? For a long time, I'm not a developer, so I don't have a reputation to tarnish. But for a long time when I developed, I basically just written things to a file. No logging format. It was the dark hole logging format. I was just outputting things to left and right, and yeah, operations people hated me. So yeah. All right. So good. Jackie, you have the next bit of news.
I do. It's taking everything in me to not make a bunch of print line jokes. But our next piece of news is that the AWS Community Builder submissions are open, and they're open until July 17th. So you have 3 more days to get your submissions in if you're interested in the program. It's a really fun program that we get to work with quite a bit, actually, and it's really great. I feel like I'm just like, yeah, it's exciting, just do it. But yeah, is there anything you'd like to add about the program since you've been here a little bit longer?
So the Community Builders program is just wonderful. The thing is, it gives you the ability, you as a builder, as a person who uses AWS, to connect with other fellow builders and people who use AWS, get free training, get connected with AWS product teams if you have an opinion about things, which I'm sure you do. But the most important thing of all, you get swag, right? So if you wish to be part of the Community Builders team, which is just a wonderful group of people, check out the link in the chat here. You can submit your submission until the 17th of July, which is soon, in 3 days. So don't delay, act today. Is that the word people use? By the way, we have a question from, I'm sorry, it's so far away, from Omar67 Cloud, any link for today's agenda? We don't have a link for that, but coming soon, we will have a place where we can actually place the links.
I think that's really good feedback too. We'll take that
Yes.
and we'll be able to share that in the future.
Exactly. Very important for you to give us feedback on the things. Awesome. So, one more thing. Well, next bit of news. Is that how they go? Pulumi, the wonderful people who make Pulumi. What is Pulumi? It's an infrastructure as code framework tool that helps you deploy your infrastructure as code in a very magical way. So it is wonderful. First of all, if you're not using infrastructure as code, any type of infrastructure as code, go do it now. Go do it after the stream. You need to do it. Infrastructure as code gives you a chance to deploy infrastructure, of course, through code, much safer, more reliably, faster, and it's easier to roll back. I want to share something with you all. Pulumi has created this thing, like a, how they call it, I even forget. It's called component. Yes, Pulumi has these components, and they built a component called AWS Static Website, which lets you deploy a static website to AWS. So S3, CloudFront, Route 53, and of course SSL in 10 lines of YAML. Count them, 10 lines of YAML. You can deploy your infrastructure as code through Pulumi. So I'm gonna be linking that blog post in the chat right now if I can. So make sure to go and check that out. I love that. It is similar to CDK patterns. There's a question from Molly Milia. It's too far away. From Molly, it's similar to CDK patterns. Basically, it's kind of their components. It's a predefined way to build out specific components instead of doing individual things like Route 53 and an S3 bucket and CloudFront. Their component, AWS Static Website, will just do it all for you. And I'm sure folks from Pulumi can give it much more justice. So Matty and I think Kat.
And Laura, yeah.
And Laura.
If there's anyone in chat that's from Pulumi, feel free to throw some context in there.
Exactly. So thank you. Just to follow up here, a question from Huawei. What are you looking for in community builders? We want you to be part of the AWS community. We want you to be excited about building things, show us things you built, show us things that you want to build, blog posts, YouTube videos, all the things you've created. We want you just to be, your credentials need to be excited about technology. Let me put it that way. So, yeah.
And I think, too, I've seen people that have done a lot more of the community building side, too, where they're involved in the meetups or they're involved in helping organize or helping other people kind of come in and learn and build this community. So exactly what you said. As long as you're excited about it, like we're interested in hearing what you've got to share.
Yep. Jackie, let's talk about CloudQuest.
Let's talk about CloudQuest. Okay, this is like me first learning tech, basically dream of what I wanted because I still am. I'm still a really big gamer and I like tech. So CloudQuest is this place. It's basically like a little role-playing game in open world where you can come learn about how to build on the cloud. And we're going to be delivering a new 6 weekly episode series on the AWS Twitch channel. So that's right here if you're on our Twitch channel with us right now. And you're going to learn a lot about AWS cloud computing by interacting with our staff as they play through CloudQuest. Let's see, I've got a couple more notes here, but it was really fun for me. I kind of, like when I first started tech, there was this feeling of like, you learn all the things and it feels like you're going through this castle and all these hallways and you're exploring and finding these treasures of knowledge as you find them. And like, I loved it. So I loved kind of seeing that moved into a format that other people can actually go into and learn instead of just being like this weird abstract feeling I had while I discovered things. So
I agree. It's kind of like a role-playing game where you actually get to experience some of the AWS things in real life. So check it out. It's there. I believe it's free. There's also a Twitch stream being run by our good friend Raphael. Check that out. I think it's a 6-part. They only have 4 episodes. I think I do have a link for the thing. Let me see if I can find. Yes, there's the episodes link. 1 second. Let me copy that thing. Oh god, this platform is not the best for pasting. So that's the link to the video. So if you want to go check out the 4 videos, it's great. Rafa is such an entertaining person, so just go check it out. Yeah.
Perfect. And just to add on, because I talked a bit about my experience, but the actual track is going to be covering the cloud practitioner track. So you'll be exploring things like compute, storage, networking, and security. And the whole goal of it is that you're going to be engaging with them as well. So as the viewers, you're going to be engaging in Twitch chat using custom poll mechanisms. And with the help of player 2 or a second host, you'll be getting questions from the audience. So your questions answered during the show. Beautiful. So yeah, join us to embark on that quest. And I'm going to hand it over to you for the next item.
Wait, before we continue, I want to ask Chat, what's the first resource you've used to build your knowledge on the cloud? Any cloud. I just want to know how people started. For me, it was AWS. I joined AWS, and that's the first time I've used the cloud. So, straight out of the horse's mouth, as they say.
AWS is my first cloud too. Before that was all on-prem and colo and, some servers in a closet. And then kind of coming to that is a lot of AWS, and I think a lot of like a Cloud Guru earlier. And yeah.
But CloudQuest can definitely help you all with that. So check it out. All right, so let's go to the last bit of news, and that is something. It's a blog post I want to share with you. The wonderful person called Matt Essay has written a blog post about TDD, or test-driven development. Let me ask you, chat, how many of you are implementing test-driven development? Test-driven development, by the way, means you write the tests for the code, then you write the code. It turns out it's not really all it's cracked up to be. It's a wonderful practice, don't get me wrong, it's great, but not a lot of developers are actually practicing it according to a survey. It seems that I think 40% of companies do say they use test-driven development, but only 8% of developers say they write their tests before their code, which is the whole point of test-driven development. Yeah, so I would like to encourage all the developers out there to do more TDD if you can, and I know it's a time sink, but trust me, I made a mistake because I didn't write a test, and I broke a piece of production in a big cloud company somewhere. It is. Think about it. Think about test-driven development. It is something that you can be very useful. I will share the link right now to that wonderful blog post. Highly encouraged to read anything by Matt, actually. I do have a blog post by him to share later on as well. So copy paste thing. Oh my God, I need more screens, people. I need more screens.
I need more screens.
We all need more screens.
I need any screens right now.
We need any screens. Excellent. So let me get to the questions. There's a bunch of comments here in the chat here from folks. Somebody saying, okay, so it's KJ. Oh my God. Wait a second. Plus. What is your name, good person? KJ Hackinson. Darko, is the infrastructure as code like an old school text-based adventure then? See, that's a great idea. Anybody who knows how to build old school text adventures, make one for infrastructure as code. But I do think that's a very interesting idea. So, yeah.
How about a voice-based one with Alexa?
Ooh.
Started building something like that a while ago.
Okay. So, infrastructure as code. I have a colleague, James. He made something called call formation. Call formation is this ridiculous service he made where you call a phone number and it will give you a couple of options to deploy infrastructure. Like, do you want a website? Yes, I want a website. And it publishes CloudFormation templates. It deploys infrastructure somewhere. So, yeah, indeed. Okay, we have Robert Tables here saying, only ever did I, as an academic exercise, I guess this is to reference to TDD, to please someone who set up misguided metrics about it. Yeah, so now there is a lot of opinions about TDD, and I agree, and it can be quite valuable, TDD in the long run, especially if things break. But it does take some time, so it's kind of a balance between where you need it, and yeah. Okay, let's see. Perfect, thank you so much. Jackie, I think it's time to move on to the main part of the show.
I do believe it is.
We have a guest today joining us, and the guest is David Nally. David Nally is the president of the Apache Software Foundation. But I'm not going to give it justice. I'm going to give us a transition, bring David in, and let David introduce himself, where we're going to be talking about all things open source.
Hey there! Thanks for checking out this video. Remember to give it a like and share with your community. Then hit subscribe and the bell for all the latest content that will help you build on AWS.